carpets on the floor, and I don't generally wear flip-flops to work, even though I'm from California, but I injured my back, so I'm trying to be as kind to myself as possible. But I want to welcome you all and thank you for being here, and what a tremendous honor it is for me to be here with you today. I always feel so great when I am in a room with people who are of a like mind when it comes to addressing an issue that's as important as ending bullying. I kind of have a reputation around the Congress for somebody who loves to laugh and loves to tell jokes and lighten the mood. But as a parent myself, I am keenly aware of the issue of bullying, and I know that it's not a laughing matter. Most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with the documentary movie Bully, which is a heartbreaking true life account of what all too many kids face in the United States on a day-to-day basis. As the mother of a son, I maybe got through about 10 or 15 minutes of the movie before I really just was heartsick at what I saw going on the screen. So I'm really glad that you're here and that we have excellent panelists to have a conversation today about how each and every one of us in this room can do our part to try to end bullying and harassment. Not long ago, bullying and harassment weren't, quite frankly, considered that big of a deal. People just thought it was kind of a nuisance, and throughout many decades, the schoolyard bully was a phenomenon that everybody had to live with, and people just thought, hey, it's a rite of passage, or everybody gets bullied now and then, it's okay, you'll get through it. Maybe it's even character building for people to experience that. So the message seemed to be, oh, you just have to kind of wait it out and get over it. But bullying is really a serious issue that we cannot afford to continue to ignore. Right now, all over the country, young people are experiencing bullying, harassment, and doing a number of things to try to get away from that or protect themselves. There are kids that join gangs because they're so picked on that they feel like that's the only avenue of protection that they have. And I've spoken with law enforcement officers who tell me that that's, gangs for some kids are the only avenue in which they can escape the daily threats of violence and harassment that they're experiencing. I know there are all too many really heartbreaking stories across this country about kids who are bullied so severely that they end up taking their own lives. And for these kids, some of them are as young as 7 years old. And as a mom, that just really tears at my soul. Because these are not just statistics that we're talking about. We are talking about real families that get torn apart by tragedies that hit very close to home. Bullying has a whole host of negative consequences for the person that is bullied. It can destroy people's self-esteem, their motivation. It affects their school attendance, their academic performance, as well as their physical and mental health. And something that people don't take a lot of time to focus on, but studies have borne this out, that people who do the bullying who are not stopped have a very high correlation with going on to become adult career criminals. So if we are able collectively to put our efforts towards stopping this, it has tremendous benefits, not just for the victims of bullying, but also for the kids who are doing the bullying. Here in Congress, I've tried to do my part by reintroducing the Safe Schools Improvement Act, and that's simply a bill that would require schools to implement an anti-bullying policy to protect students from bullying and harassment, because some schools don't even have a code of conduct that prohibits that kind of behavior. This bill would also allow schools to use existing funds to teach students about the consequences of bullying and harassment. And there really isn't any reason why the Safe School Improvements Act shouldn't make it to the president's desk and become law. Right now in Washington, there is much debate about federal spending and not not spending more money than we take in. And this bill, I'm pleased to say, actually costs the federal government nothing. So it is a bill that doesn't have a fiscal impact, but can have a tremendous, tremendous impact on students across the country. Because there is a much broader cost to our children if we don't fully address the issue of bullying. Because bullying exists all across the country, in every state, in every corner of these United States. And it's really time that we stand up collectively to say we are not going to tolerate this kind of behavior anymore. Because if kids don't even feel safe at school, then they're not able to do what their purpose at school is, and that's to learn and to grow. So thank you so much for being here today, and again, I want to thank our fine panelists for being here. And like I said, each one of us in this room today can do something proactive to help end this problem. And I just want to close by saying our children need and deserve that kind of protection, so thank you for being here.